You have been watching Winterset activities live on the Husky YouTube channel, presented by the W Digital Network, powered by AHV Productions, and sponsored by Farmers and Merchant State Bank, Winterset Dental, Whitney Messerschmitt with Edward Jones, Hold Our Youth Tight, Tiki Treats, Applegate Tax and Accounting, Madison County Healthcare System, Agriland FS, the Sports Page Grill, Roush Collision and Restoration, McDonald's, Swanson Masonry, Alyssa Tadlock, Madison County Realty, Sudson Pups Laundry and Dog Wash, the Pizza Ranch of Winterset, Jones Creek Apparel, Montross Pharmacy and Gift Shop, and the Husky Booster Club.
Battle of a pair of 1 and 2 teams here this evening in Winterset as the visiting Carlisle Wildcats take on the Winterset Huskies. Hello and welcome everybody to the broadcast. My name is Evan Wessling, joined alongside Jack Keller, apologies for that, for today's game. And Jack, both of these teams, like we mentioned, 1 and 2, they're both going to run the rock a ton tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Carlisle last week against Grinnell, all they did was run the ball. They put up 56 points and almost 500 rushing yards. I mean, this has been their MO all year. They've ran the ball about 70% of the time. So it's clear what they want to do. It's just up to Winterset to see if they have a game plan against it.
Yeah, and for Carlisle, they are coming off of their first win of the season. Like you said, took down Grinnell 56-21, and they were just absolutely dominant on the ground. Like we said, these two teams are going to want to do that both tonight. But for Carlisle themselves, in that win over Grinnell, 44 carries, 468 yards, 10.5 yards per pop for 4 touchdowns. That's a very good rushing attack.
Yeah, and even though Carlisle is 1 and 2, they've played 2 very tough opponents in Newton and then even Indianola, who's the class above them. They're 5A. So they've played some really tough teams. It's going to be another tough matchup for Winterset in their first week before districts.
Yeah, and when you flip it to the other side and you look at Winterset, obviously also 1 and 2, they had their first win in a tight one 2 weeks ago against Creston. They won 28-27, but for them, they're coming off of a tough loss against Van Meter, 35-12. And you could tell they wanted to get the passing game going. Part of that is they're playing from behind. A tough day for Carson Cook, just 14 of 30 for him, a touchdown and an interception. For you, Jack, I know we said these two teams are probably going to want to tote the rock a ton. I mean, you got a couple really talented backs for Winterset, especially Ben Porter, but would you like to see it like Carson Cook get going a little bit more, or do you want to lean into Porter in the ground game?
I think what they've struggled is balancing the two. I think I would probably start the game with a lot of Ben Porter, get Cook settled in, and I think you need to take your shots. I think Carson Cook throwing 30 passes a game is probably not what you want, even though they had to do that because they were down against Van Meter. But I think it's got to be kind of a balance, and you get that pass from establishing the run.
Yeah, and we kind of saw that a couple weeks ago for the season opener here, where Winterset, actually their first couple drives against a very talented ADM team, they were taking deep shots to start drives, and it kind of put them back into a hole. And then as the game progressed, you saw Ben Porter come alive, and Winterset had a couple of very long drives that they were able to put in the end zone for a couple of scores. So I guess that kind of goes back to what you were saying in a sense of maybe flip that, right? Start with Porter and then let Carson Cook cook.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at their best wide receiver, and that's Wyatt Swanson. He's a deep threat guy. He's an absolute burner. I think he works the best in play action. And if you can start with Ben Porter, you can kind of get those safeties to creep up a little bit, and then Swanson can beat his man and even get open for a huge gain.
Yeah, and for these two teams, obviously not in the same district, but there's no love, per se, between these two schools. What kind of effect does that have when you have kind of a bit of a rivalry between Carlisle and Winterset?
Yeah, we played Carlisle pretty much every year. We were there last year, and I think it just makes the game even more important. Typically, the last game for districts, you kind of want to just take it, not easy, but you really want to get ready for that next week. But with Carlisle, I think they've got to be ready to go tonight.
Yeah, touching on the defenses here quickly as well. We'll start with Carlisle. For them, 27, nearly 28 points allowed per game. For Winterset, nearly 36 points per game. Now, both teams have played some talented squads, But Jack, from your end, and you can focus on Winterset both. What is the key here defensively?
Obviously, it's going to start with the front seven tonight. With how good of a rushing attack Carlisle has, it's going to be up to that D-line, and especially those linebackers to limit those longer runs. You can live with 3 or 4 yards, but if it gets up to 5, 6, it could be a tough night if they average somewhere around there.
Yeah, and like you said, kind of, the front seven, a big part, and they've got two talented backs. It's kind of a two-headed monster, if you will. Isaac Burke and then Carter Berg, the two backs you'll see a lot tonight for Carlisle. And they're pretty much even in terms of carries, 44 for Burke, 47 for Berg. Burke's done a little bit more in terms of the opportunities he's been given, 336 yards and 4 touchdowns, 280 for Berg and 2 touchdowns. So the focus is the front seven. If Winterset's going to win this game, a lot of that's going to come from how does your front seven perform. But the challenge is you're going to have fresh backs basically all the time for Carlisle. So, how much of it is it just a full defensive effort outside of just the front seven as well? Yeah,
obviously you're going to see a lot of Jace Bellamy tonight. He leads the team in tackles, and I'm assuming he's going to be playing down a lot. He usually does. But if they're going to keep getting these fresh backs, they're going to want to run the ball on almost every down. I think Bellamy's going to have to play a huge factor into the run stop tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we've got about 20-ish minutes until kickoff. We'll step aside here shortly as we get you ready for Carlisle and Winterset.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Looking for a taste of paradise right here in Winterset, Iowa? Come chill at Tiki Treats Iowa, your local spot for Hawaiian-themed treats. Dive into creamy Dole soft serve, refresh with our tropical snow, sip on fresh squeezed lemonade, and snack on warm buttery pretzel bites. It's a tropical getaway, no plane ticket required. Swing by Tiki Treats Iowa today and treat yourself to a mini vacation in every bite.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messer-Smith at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
To broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school-related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
Is your puppy in need of a little TLC? Bring them down to Suds and Pups for a complete spa treatment in the state-of-the-art pet wash. Located next to Straight Shots Golf Simulator at 215 North 1st Avenue in Winterset. And don't forget, attached to the dog wash is Winterset's newest laundromat, open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop by today.
Back everybody to Winterset again, Carlisle versus Winterset here this evening. A pair of 1 and 2 teams. Taking a look back, though, at what's happened here over the first 3 weeks of the season, Jack. The Huskies 1 and 2. They fell in their opener to a very high-octane offense in ADM, 45-20. That was here at this field, and then they've been on the road the last couple weeks. A 28-27 victory against Creston, and then a 35-12 loss against Van Meter. For you, what have been the main takeaways for this team here early on in the season?
Yeah, I think the Crescent game was a team that's kind of more up to their speed than some of these. I mean, Adele's in the class above them and really good. Van Meter's maybe the best team in 2A, but I think Crescent was a good measuring stick in a way of seeing how you are compared to teams similar to you. And I thought that they played really well, at least compared to the score. They had 2 or 3 fumbles at the end of the game that kept Creston in it. So I think you kind of see almost a younger team on the offensive side of the ball with Carson Cook at quarterback. It's a little tougher to put a game away. But I thought they played pretty well in that game. They got the passing game going more than you've seen in the past few weeks. But I think that and then you go against Van Meter, and Van Meter, one of the best teams in 2A. They got a 80-yard touchdown on the first play of the game, and then after that they just struggled. And Van Meter's a really good team, but they just didn't really get anything going on offense from there. So I think tonight it's all about just getting in a rhythm on offense.
Yeah, and you talk about that 80-yard touchdown. That was actually not from Carson Cook. It was from Jace Bellamy, so some trickery. And, we did see them attempt to do that early in that game against ADM. So do you think that's kind of, I guess, part of the identity of this team is to try and maximize their opportunities offensively, especially through the air?
I think if you're Coach Sweeney, you've got to find, like you said, ways to maximize your opportunity. I think with Jace Bellamy, he's almost a Swiss Army knife. You can give him the ball and have him run it like the team has to be. Carlisle tonight is going to have to be aware of Jace Bellamy running the ball, but you put that on tape last week. They're also going to have to be aware of him throwing. So I think that's just a way of Coach Sweeney using everything at his disposal, and I like that he is willing to do that.
Yeah, you mentioned early last game before district play starts off for both of these teams. So in your mind, what's kind of the biggest thing for the Huskies before they get into district play?
Yeah, I do want to see them stop the run tonight. I think when you're facing a really elite running team like Carlisle is, and so much of high school football is being able to stop the run, I think you can be really encouraged as a fan if they show that ability to stop the run and not feel like Carlisle is just running the ball up and down the field all game.
Yeah, absolutely. Got about a couple more minutes here before the marching band gets on the field here, so we'll take another short break, and hopefully when we return, you'll get to watch the Husky marching band when we come back.
The Sports Page Grill at 224 East Highway 92 in Winterset is the place to meet your friends before or after that big event. With a great menu, you'll find something you love. The Sports Page Grill can host or cater any special events you might have. Just call 515-462-4673.
Integrity Financial Group is a financial services partnership with offices in Central Iowa. Here you'll find expertise in insurance, accounting, and investments all under one roof. Their commitment is to help you make sound financial decisions and protect what matters today and into the future. CPA Ben Applegate, insurance agent Eric Johnson, and investment broker Jason Claymeyer are ready to help you. Call 888-365-1230. Integrity Financial Group.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
The teams have cleared the field for the most part. Carlisle on their way towards their sideline here shortly, but nearly going to have the marching band on the field here. A little pregame show before we get started. Got about 15 minutes until kickoff, and we've got it in here that they are starting exactly 15 minutes before, so should get going here in a bit. But obviously these two teams, like we mentioned multiple times here already, 1-2 early on in the season. A look ahead, though, for both of these teams. In terms of the schedule, District play starts next week, and for Winterset, they'll take on Nevada first, and then Knoxville, Williamsburg, Sadell, and then Des Moines Christian to round out their district play. On the other side, Carlisle will have Des Moines North at home next week. Then they'll travel to Gilbert, Bondurant, Farrar. Or they'll have them at home, and then they'll go to North Polk and Ballard to close down their season. But we'll go ahead and turn it over to the marching band.
At this time, we ask you stand to honor our country for the playing of the national anthem by the Winterset Marching Huskies under the direction of drum majors Moses Hochsteller, Bella Barrett, and Ellie Michelson. The Winterset Marching Huskies are directed by Michael Hornbeck and assisted by Colton Whetstone, Paul Lichty, John Brewer, Katie Barnhart, Mackenzie Flatt, and Megan Barrett. The Marching Huskies will perform at halftime their 2025 production of 1,000 Times Good Night. Tonight's officials are Martin Wood, John Turner, Chris Rainbow, Tyler Rainbow, and Randy Rainbow, Ruby Everston, and Caleb Pistol. Welcome officials.
Carlisle will receive.
Send things away to Carlisle to get things started here tonight. Back deep for the Wildcats, you'll have number 19, Hoverston, and then you should also have Moyer back there as well. That's their main kick returner. Can't see the number on the one on the far end of the field. Regardless, Winterset will send things away here first, and we are underway between the Wildcats and the Huskies. Line before he is dropped, and that is where Carlisle will get things started here tonight. Out trots Carlisle with their starting quarterback, number 4, C.J. Hogue. Hogue has not attempted a ton of passes this season, just 52 on the year, a little under 52% for his completion percentage. He's got 414 yards, 4 touchdowns to 1 interception, but this team will run the ball a ton here tonight. It's a handoff to get things going, and it will be an instant first down for the Wildcats. That carry taken by number 3, Isaac Burke.
I mean, right there, they just cleared out the entirety of the left side of the field. I mean, just kind of crazy how good the blocking was right there. Wasn't really like the running back went crazy there just for a 10-yard pickup, but the entire left side, I mean, I could have ran through that hole right there.
So they get up to the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 11 to get things started here tonight. Jack and I talked about it in the pregame show, but this Carlisle team had 44 carries a week ago in their win over Grinnell. That carry from Evan Truitt, just his 5th carry of the season. Last week he had 2 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown, had a 62-yard touchdown run in their win. But a great start for that Carlisle rushing attack. You're now going to have 2nd and 3 coming up. Once again, a handoff to the 3rd different back of the day for the Wildcats. That one taken by Carter Berg. And a pair of first downs here out of the gates for Carlisle.
I mean, you can see how Carlisle plays. They have their running backs lined up about 2 or 3 yards behind their quarterback, and they're just running the ball. I mean, Winterset knows it. They're coming straight out of Wishbone, and they get so much push before their running back even gets the ball. It's just pretty easy for them to go.
So again, 3 plays, 3 rushes for Carlisle by the 3 different backs, Burke, Berg, and Truitt. Here's a play action Carlisle takes a shot down the sideline. Man wide open. That's Berg, who's taken down at the 15-yard line. And a perfect example, Jack, of run setting up the pass.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets dangerous with Winterset. I mean, you don't really know what to do as a defense in that scenario. I mean, they had Cale Hirsch on that play, was having to guard two different guys on two different concepts, one going up the middle and one on the sideline. Just nothing you can do there.
This one will be a run. It goes to Truitt, first back of the day to get multiple carries. He's going to pick up about 6 yards there on first down.
I mean, this offense just becomes a nightmare in the red zone. Most of the time with a compressed field, it's harder to score, but with this running game, I mean, Winterset is going to really have to pin their ears back and try to get them for a loss, because you're not going to be able to stop them 3 plays in a row.
2nd and 4 inside the Husky 10-yard line. They'll go with another handoff. That is Burke close to the end zone. He's going to be stopped just short down to the 1.
Really good job there by Jace Bellamy to prevent Burke from getting into the end zone. But now they're at the 1-yard line, and you can't stop them on a 1st and 10. Good luck trying to stop them on a 1st and 1.
It's 1st and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Carlisle looking to have a 70-yard drive to get things going here tonight in Winterset and take the early lead. All 3 backs in the backfield, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak. Waiting to see if Hogue is in or not, and he is stopped. So a nice job by the Winterset defensive line. It will be 2nd and goal from about the half-yard line now.
I'm a little surprised they went the QB sneak there just because of how well their running game has worked to the running backs, but they got about half of what they needed there, and they've got 3 more downs to get it.
Again, it kind of feels like if you're Carlisle, you have 3 chances here to get half a yard. I'd be shocked if this is a situation where you would kick a field goal if you got to 4th and goal. This time they'll give it off to one of the backs. It's Burke who walks in untouched for the Wildcat touchdown.
And once again, just the entire D-line is just nowhere to be found. And this O-line for Carlisle is outstanding.
8 plays for the Wildcats. They go 70 yards. PAT ensuing, and it's going to be the man who just punched it in. Isaac Burke is also their kicker. He's 13 for 13 on PATs this season. And he sends one high, but he's got it in down the middle. So Carlisle will jump out to a 7-0 lead here in the 1st. Burke sends that deep. It will be Swanson back to return for the Huskies. And he's wrapped up, taken down just shy of the 30-yard line. And Winterset will get things started. Looks at about the 28-29.
Yeah, and here's the issue. You want Winterset to be able to run the ball, get their offense going. You see that drive from Carlisle, and you think you're probably going to have to be in a boat race for the rest of this game. So you've just got to hope that Winterset can get an offense going to be able to sustain a high-scoring game like what is likely shown from Carlisle in that first drive.
Yeah. Carson Cook leads his squad out onto the field. He's got Ben Porter in his right hip, and they'll hand it off to him to get things going, and it's a big gain for Ben Porter, who hurdles a man. A first down out to the 39.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to see from Winterset, a big chunk play on first down, just a nice little option or a little zone read there to Ben Porter. Just great blocking, especially on the left side from Leo Kirkland at left tackle, as Porter had a great hole between the tackle and the guard on that one.
Yeah, I know you talked about, obviously, you saw what Carlisle did on the other side, but you don't want that drive to kind of shift you out of your game plan. If it's high scoring and both teams are running the ball, you got to do whatever works for you. Cook drop back, slings it to the sideline. That one dropped there by Swanson, a little short there from Cook. So an incompletion on the first attempt for Carson.
I like the play call there. You get a nice little short pass to Swanson. Unfortunately, it looked like that pass probably should have been to the outside of Swanson. That looks like where the opening was. It was more to the inside, and he just couldn't hold on to it.
2nd and 10 from the Huskies at their own 39-yard line. Motion man for Winterset, and they'll give it off to Porter once again, trying to get past one guy, and he gets back up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he got maybe a yard or two. They're going to give him 2, so it'll be 3rd and 8 coming up.
This is exactly the spot that you don't want Winterset to be in. You're now forced into an obvious passing down, and it's time for Carson Cook to go make a play, and you've got to hope that receivers can get open and he can make a nice throw.
A change in personnel. Jax Little and Jace Bellamy on to the field. You also have Daxon Weeks as well. Bellamy will be lined up as the running back, but a quick timeout taken by Coach Sweeney. Obviously a big 3rd down here early, especially after how easily Carlisle walked down the field offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a tough situation to put your quarterback in here on a 3rd and 9. You're gonna have to hope that someone can make a play. We haven't really seen that from Winterset. Go to see a wide receiver and just win off their break. It's gonna be a big play at the start of the game, especially for momentum. If you're a defense and you get driven down on the field, and then your offense is only able to pick up 1 first down and then not get anything else after that, it's going to be demoralizing for your defense.
Yeah, so obviously definitely expect a pass here for Winterset. Originally had it as 3rd and 8. Looks like they have changed that to 3rd and 9. Did look like it was only a gain of 1 for Porter on that 2nd down carry. Winterset's going to have trips to the bottom of your screen. Man in motion is Weeks. They're going to give it off to the back. That is Bellamy, and he picks up, looks like about 6 yards. So we'll see if this is a spot where Winterset is going to be aggressive here out of the gates.
I mean, I think it appears the punt unit's coming out, but I think after that first possession you saw from Carlisle, you've got a 4th and 3 at almost midfield. I think this is a situation where you kind of have to be aggressive and kind of read the room, but we'll see how this pays off for Coach Sweeney and the Huskies.
So it goes down as a 6-yard gain for Jace Bellamy. Carlisle, for the moment, looks like they've got to stop here on the opening drive for Winterset. Punt away from Swanson. And that one is going to give Carlisle some pretty solid field position. Looks like around the 35 and even further. That punt is marked out at the 43, so not a very big change in field position whatsoever. And obviously hindsight's 20/20, but that feels like one of those ones, considering what kind of punt you had, you probably wish you just would have gone for it.
I would say, to expand on that, if you're going to run the ball on 3rd and 9, normally that's a sign that you're going to be aggressive and you're willing to get a 6-yard gain and be comfortable going for it on 4th and 3. that is not what happened. And now Winterset's facing kind of tough field position for their defense after a great drive from Carlisle.
So Carlisle gets it at their own 43 for their second possession. That's Burke. And wrapped up and taken down by Bellamy. Winterset's leader in tackles on the season, and by a very wide margin, 38.5 total tackles for Bellamy coming into today. Also had 1 tackle for loss, 5 passes defended, and an interception. You said it earlier in terms of what he can do offensively. He's a Swiss Army knife, but it also feels like he is really the heart and soul of this defense.
Especially, I mean, in a game like this, he's going to have to be all over the field helping in run defense like he normally is.
Another carry. This one will be a pitch outside to Burke. And nice job. That's Bellamy once again. Tripped him up in the open field and makes third down a little bit more manageable for the Wildcats. Looks like you're going to have about 3rd and 4 coming up. And that's exactly what it will be.
Bellamy was put in a really tough spot right there. He's having to guard the quarterback and the running back on the sweep, and he was able to beautifully defend it. And now you get Carlisle on a 3rd and 4. I mean, they're likely to run the ball again, you would think, but it puts them in a spot where they have to think about it. They have to think, do they want to throw the ball or run the ball here?
Power T formation once again here. For the Wildcats, it will go to Burke once again. He's going to be close for the line to gain. Looks like the initial spot. He's going to get it, and it will be a first down for Carlisle. 3 carries for Burke on that set of downs, and he picks up the first down all by himself.
I would say one key to look at tonight is the morale of this Winterset defense. With a team that runs the ball this much, it can be really easy to get demoralized on defense and think that you have no chance. You get in a 3rd and 4 like that, you won on those 1st and 2nd downs. When they were able to run for 5 yards a carry, it's really tough to get off the field and keep those spirits high on defense.
This is the 12th offensive play of the first quarter for Carlisle. Only 1 has been a pass. So now make it 11 out of 12 plays have been runs in some capacity. Right now it has been Burke as the lead back. He's now taken the last 4 carries. That one he picks up 2, but we've seen Berg and Truitt also get carries. Berg also had the explosive reception and then the 1 attempt for Hogue on the quarterback sneak at the 1. But we told you earlier, this is going to be a team that wants to run the football and quite frankly probably doesn't want to pass the football because of how dominant they are on the ground. It'll be another handoff. It's Burke once again up the middle. And you'll have 3rd and medium. Looks to be around 3rd and 5, so about the same situation as the past set of downs.
And the situation here, Carlisle is likely in 4-down territory. I mean, they're at the 43-yard line. They're not going to be able to kick a field goal from here. You probably don't want to punt. I'd imagine that they'd be comfortable running the ball again.
Yeah.
And that's what's tough playing them. You win on 1st and 2nd down, and you're still not in a great position as a defense.
It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats, and it will be a pass. Quick pop play, and that one is intercepted. Jace Bellamy tackled at the 50-yard line, fell straight into his lap, and a big turnover forced by the Huskies star.
I mean, it looked like some miscommunication there between the quarterback and the tight end as he threw it. It looked like tight end had a seam there to be open, but he was not looking for the ball, and Bellamy made a great play to pick it and get a nice return. Now, Winterset's got great field position here. They've got to capitalize off of this.
Big play for Winterset, like you said, Jack. Great field position just outside of the 50-yard line, and a big stop on those early 1st and 2nd downs, forcing Carlisle into a passing play. Ben Porter with another explosive run on the night past the 25-yard line, and Winterset already taking advantage of the turnover forced by their defense.
I mean, you saw Winterset run through the same hole that they did on the explosive play last possession, right in between the left tackle and the left guard, and Leo Kirkland, just such a good left tackle. Porter was able to run through that hole and get a huge gain, and now they're close to the red zone.
29-yard carry for Porter. Wishbone formation. They'll give it to their man once again. Porter taken down at the 20. Got about 2 there.
Even a gain of 2 there is so much more of a positive for your offense than nothing, like an incomplete pass there. So you can kind of stay close to or ahead of the sticks.
Yeah.
2nd and 8, you've got the possibility of either running the ball again or maybe even going play action. This is what I talked about pregame, is you've got to run the ball to be able to set up the play action that could work so well with some of these wide receivers.
Shotgun formation for the Huskies. 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line. Cook searching downfield. He'll put one towards the goal line. He was looking for his tight end, and it fell flat. So once again, you'll have a 3rd and long coming up with 3rd and 8.
A good protection there from Winterset's O-line, but just nothing really open. Cook flushed out of the pocket to his right, and he would have had to make a throw through a keyhole there to McDonald, and he just wasn't able to. Now they're in another 3rd and long.
Right now, Winterset staring down the path of deja vu from their first offensive drive. You had the explosive run from Porter to start it off, a gain of 17 on that first drive, and then it was effectively a 3-and-out after that. Now you have the big run from Porter on this drive, 29 yards, and you're once again in a 3rd and 8 on the verge of potentially having to kick a field goal. They give it to Swanson. Stiff arms one man, still on his feet, taken down at the 12. And it's good enough for a 1st down.
I really like the play call there. I mean, you're in a tough spot with your field position. You get a nice pop pass to Swanson there. He's able to use his legs, and he was able to fall forward. That was huge there to pick up that 1st down and not get into a 4th and 1 or 2. A great job by Swanson there.
Just outside of goal to go, Porter trips up in the backfield. Him and Cook both fell. Not sure if they got tangled up, resulting in Porter tripping, but it's going to end up as a loss of 3. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but that will be the end of the first quarter. A fast one as both of these teams doing their damage on the ground. Carlisle up after 1, 7-0.
Pizza Ranch in Winterset promises you a great experience. You'll find a buffet full of your favorite pizzas, the country's best chicken, or just come for dessert. They have party rooms available for your next family gathering or fundraising event. Craving a night in? Pizza Ranch delivers. Order online or call. Open Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Pizza Ranch at 1009 John Wayne Drive.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
Beginning of this second quarter, about to get underway. Evan Westling joined alongside Jack Keller tonight for this battle between Winterset and Carlisle. Last game of non-con, if you will, before these teams get into district play. And so far, Carlisle, with that strong start, they walked down 70 yards in 8 plays to take the opening score, but then the pick to Bellamy has given Winterset some life here and a chance to even the score. There is Bellamy on the carry, not going to go down easy. He gets a couple, but it's going to be 3rd and long once again here for Winterset.
Yeah, you're putting a tough spot after Porter slipped. You're putting a 2nd and 13. I mean, you can pick up a 1st down at looks like about the 3-yard line. But now you're in a 3rd and 11, and you're likely to take a field goal if you don't get anything here. So once again, like I said, someone's got to go make a play and give Carson Cook an outlet to go with this football.
Huskies at the 14-yard line of Carlisle. They got to get to the 3-yard line for a new set of downs. Would have to imagine this is probably 4-down territory, as Winterset has had trouble with their kicking game. Swanson on the reverse to the end zone, but broken up. Moyer, the corner that takes it out, deflects it in the end zone. And it's going to be 4th and 11. Great play call, just short of the touchdown, though.
Yeah, we talked about a pregame of them using Jace Bellamy to throw the ball. Then
Now
they use Wyatt Swanson to throw it. And I really do like that play call. As you're in a 3rd and 11 at the 13 or 14-yard line, there's not a lot that you have in your playbook that can get open from right there, but just a great pass breakup from Carlisle.
So you will have Wyatt Swanson as your kicker. Winterset will attempt the field goal. This is their first field goal attempt of the season, and that one is true. So Wyatt Swanson, we talked about Bellamy being a Swiss Army knife, so is Wyatt Swanson. Winterset does capitalize off of the turnover. They get 3 points, and it's 7-3 in favor of Carlisle. So Wyatt Swanson takes his first kick of the season. Previously, it had been Alejandro Vallejo Montoya, who we've seen with struggles kicking. He's just 4 of 7 in terms of PATs. So it's kind of why we brought up it felt like Winterset was in 4-down territory, just because their kicker hasn't, proven enough to be able to hit, PATs. It felt like field goals were never on the table, but Wyatt Swanson steps up and gets Winterset on the board. Like we said, their first field goal of the season.
Interesting note here, Swanson kicked off the first time. Now it's Vallejo Montoya. I wonder if they're going to go with a squib kick that they love.
Kind of a pooch kick towards the sideline. Staying in bounds there is Schulte, making some men miss up towards midfield and eventually taken down from behind. He was dropped by number 8, Trevor Banning. But now Carlisle in about the same situation that Winterset was last possession after the interception. They're going to get things going at their own 49.
Yeah, field position's going to have to be so – it's going to be such an important part of this game just because of how these two offenses are playing. And both these teams have had great field position, some stuff to clean up on both sides of the ball.
So be curious to see have a quick stoppage in play, and officials timeout called. Looks like they're switching the chains. Seems like one of them may have broke, so they'll get that going. But while they're fixing those chains, Jack, kind of find it hard to believe that Carlisle is going to come out with a passing play on this drive, especially how it ended and how dominant they've been on the ground here early.
Yeah, I mean, if you're their head coach, you're looking at the results so far, and Winterset hasn't really been able to stop them running the ball. Although on the last drive, I have liked on first down they've been able to hold them to 2 or 3 yards, and that is so crucial because if they're able to pick up 6 yards on first down, I mean, you're not going to be able to stop them. But if you can hold them to 1 or 2 yards, then you've got a chance at getting them off the field.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, but C.J. Hogue, the starter for this Carlisle squad, not asked to throw the ball a ton, just 52 attempts coming into today's game. He's had 2 here today, one of them an explosive, one of them a big negative with the interception. So you understand why he isn't asked to throw a lot, obviously with the talent of their ground game, but you kind of see the downside of it as well. The miscommunication, an overthrow, and Winterset took advantage, getting 3 points. And now him and the offense trying to make up for that pick on that last drive. It's once again a carry to get things going. This one a big one, 9 yards toted by Carter Berg.
On this next play, if you just watch the O-line compared to Winterset's D-line, there's nothing happening. They're able to clear them out all the way. and they're able to run to the edge just because Winterset can't set the edge at all against these Carlisle tackles. And that's really been the key to this running game, is them being able to get outside the tackles with just no opposition there.
So Carlisle in Winterset territory now. Obviously, they started at their own 49, so they didn't need much to get there. It's going to be a keeper from Hogue, bouncing it towards the sideline. Nice tackle by Bellamy.
In a super run-heavy offense like this, you're going to want your quarterback to be able to run the ball to add to that level of the game. And right there, Jaden Lyon was convinced. It was a dive up the middle, leading to Hogue being able to just run outside the pocket for an easy first down.
Hogue fakes the handoff, looking downfield, being chased, going towards the sideline, and he will be taken down after about a gain of 4 yards. It was Bellamy once again, but now a Husky down on that far sideline. Can't really see a number. Trying to see who is coming off the field for Winterset from that group. You don't want to make any assumptions, but I do not see 24 in that huddle for Winterset of their defensive players, so that could be Jace Bellamy down on that far sideline. And it was Bellamy, but quickly up and walking off on his own feet. Very good sign for Winterset that he was able to get off on his own power. So Bellamy will have to at least leave for a play. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I've already said his name plenty of times. Probably feels like he's got at least 5 tackles here early. Had the interception as well. So we'll see how long Jace Bellamy sits on the sideline for the Huskies. But for now, it's going to be 2nd down and 5. Carlisle at the 35-yard line of Winterset, marching towards their 2nd score of the night. They'll give it off to Burke, and an instant flag thrown. Looks like you're going to have a false start here on
illegal procedure, 5 men in the backfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 2nd.
So too many men in the backfield there for Carlisle, resulting in the 5-yard penalty, and now kind of a big opportunity for Winterset. You have them in 2nd and long, and these are the kind of the opportunities where that, like you said earlier, the front 7 has to impose their will.
Yeah, and I think you've seen their passing game's been a little shaky. So if you're able to limit them here to 1 or 2 yards on the ground, you get them in a 3rd and long, they're going to be forced to throw the ball where it hasn't looked great so far tonight.
Play action, Haug downfield, and that one not going to be reeled in. Carter Berg with multiple chances to snag that one, couldn't bring it in. And once again, Winterset, kind of the benefit of a mistake there for Carlisle.
Berg was able to find the hole in that zone right there, but he wasn't able to hold on, and now Winterset is in a great spot here on 3rd and 11. I mean, even when Carlisle's receivers are open, they've had some miscommunication and a drop pass. So this is Winterset's best chance to get off the field on this possession.
Carlisle at the 40-yard line of the Huskies. 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 11. Once again, a play action fake over the middle, and it is a dart reeled in by Schulte.
We haven't seen much over the middle in terms of their passing game, but Schulte was able to make a great break right there and get open for a first down.
17-yard completion over the middle to Hayden Schulte. Without question, their top receiver. 12 catches, 205 yards, and 4 touchdowns coming into today. This time they'll give it off to Berg, who's carrying some guys near a first down. And looks like he will move the chains. Actually, check that. 2nd and 1. Falls just short, so a 9-yard carry for Berg. Carlisle officially in the red zone here, pushing towards a new set of downs and another goal-to-go situation. Haug is going to keep it himself, but he does pick up enough for a first down.
Tackled by 6, Swanson. It'll be a first down for the Wildcats.
Like I talked about earlier in the game, I mean, Carlisle in the red zone is just going to be so tough to keep out of the end zone just because of how well their rushing attack is. And in the red zone, that's really what's key, is how well you can run the ball.
2-yard gain there for Berg, just enough to move the chains. They're at the 12-yard line of Winterset. 7 to go here in the second quarter. The handoff off the gut. Truitt. Again, once again close to a first down. He's going to be just a bit short. Looks like he'll be once again a 2nd and 1 situation.
Interesting part of the play is Carlisle put a wide receiver in motion, and no one on the Winterset defense even flinched. They are not worried at all about Carlisle passing the ball here. I mean, they were able to pick up 9 yards there, and now they're in a 2nd and 1. That looks like about the 3-yard line, and it'll be really tough for Winterset's defense to keep him out of the end zone.
Handoff goes to Burke. And he's got enough for a first down. Short of the goal line, looks like he's going to be at the 1. So for the second time tonight, it'll be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Wildcats.
They went with a couple QB sneaks last time, and then they ran the ball to the running back and got in. So I'm curious if they decided to go back to the QB sneak or if they just cut their losses with that and go with just a normal dive up the middle like they have been.
There, kind of an extended wishbone there. Instant flag. And it's going to be an encroachment on the defense. They move it up by not very much, half a yard. So that'll be 1st and goal from about the half-yard line. First and goal, Carlisle trying to push this to a 2-score advantage. Up by 4, trying to increase that. They'll go with the QB sneak. This time looks like Haug is going to get in, and he does on the QB sneak. And that will be the 2nd touchdown of the day, both on the ground here for Carlisle, who leads it 13-3 with a PAT pending.
They did decide to go with the QB sneak and just not really much resistance there. I'm kind of surprised that they decide to kick PATs with how well their rushing attack is. Yeah. I would think that from the 3-yard line they'd be able to get it more than 50% of the time, but I guess if you're Winterset, you'll take him just kicking it.
PAT is good. Carlisle, 10-play, 51-yard drive, and it results in a touchdown. And they're up 14-3, a little under 6 to go here in the second quarter.
At Madison County Healthcare System, You're not just another patient. You're part of our family. Our dedicated team of familiar faces is here to provide personalized care throughout your treatment journey. From family medicine to emergency care and more, we offer expert care close to home. Trust the faces you know for the care you need. Madison County Healthcare System, where every patient is family.
.538 left to play here in this second quarter. Carlisle extends their advantage to 2 scores with an 11-point lead. And, Jack, this Winterset team's probably going to have to find a way to get in the end zone here on this upcoming drive.
I mean, you're just faced with a tough reality that Carlisle's run game is probably not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And even if you stop them on one drive, the next one, I mean, there's a pretty good shot they're going to get in the end zone. So they're going to have to play fast, and I think they're going to have to be pretty aggressive with some of their decisions. And we'll see what Coach Sweeney decides to do.
Gurwell, the return man there, takes it out to the 26-27 yard line. Looks like the Huskies will start on their own 27. Obviously, plenty of time before the break. 5.5 to go. You can still run the ball this entire drive, and Ben Porter has already had a pair of explosive runs, 1 for 17, 1 for 29. Feels like you've got to feed him to get things going.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to pass first instead. Cook towards the sideline. High ball, but what a snag. Cooper Johnston climbing the ladder for the first down.
Cooper Johnson is a really big receiver, and I think that he provides a nice way for Carson Cook to find a receiver, even if he's not that open. I mean, Johnson was open right there, but he's able to high point that ball, and a really good ball by Carson Cook, really the only spot that he could put it if it wasn't on the outside that Johnson could come down with it, and a nice explosive pass instead of a run this time.
Winterset picks up 17 on the play there to Johnston. They'll give this one off to Porter. Not a lot of room. Makes one man miss and dropped after a gain of a couple.
Number 10, Porter with the ball carrier. Tackle the numbers 66, broke out.
See Winterset deciding to run the ball to the left side again. I think that's the side that Coach Sweeney really does want to run the ball to. And like I've talked about, even a 3-yard gain on first down is so important for this offense to get them in a rhythm.
2nd and 7. Spread formation there for the Huskies, and throw too far from the reach of Dominic Tucker, the intended receiver.
Confused what that route was from Tucker's. It looked like Carson Cook thought it was a whip and he was going to go more to the boundary, but Tucker continued to go on the inside, and that's why the pass missed outside.
Wishbone here for Winterset in 3rd and 7, and that instantly draws a timeout from Coach Hoekstra and the Wildcats. It'll be their first of the half, and we'll see if Winterset rethinks their play call here on 3rd down. Doesn't feel like you're in the situation per se to be in 4 downs. I wonder if the botch punt from Swanson on their first punt of the evening changes anything. What's kind of your take on that, Jack?
I mean, I don't think the botch punt really would impact my decision here. I think what Carlisle's done on offense would, though, and knowing that they've already put up 14 points, you're already down 11, I think you've got to be aggressive, and I'm not saying you should go for it on 4th and 7, but if you're able to pick up even 3 yards here, you get a 4th and 4 at midfield, I think you've got to be aggressive if you want to keep up with Carlisle's offense.
So far, again, on this drive, you had the 17-yard completion to Johnson on the first play. Porter picked up 3, and then the incompletion on the intended pass to Tucker gets you in 3rd and 7. Looks like Bellamy is going to take a direct snap. Wildcat from him, or really a QB power. And A perfect play design. Not sure if he got the first, but if he didn't, it's going to be 4th and about a yard.
I mean, really, Coach Sweeney's been really creative tonight. What he decided to do on 3rd downs, and going with the QB power with Jace Bellamy is a really nice wrinkle into that offense.
I think Winterset did get the first down. Bellamy takes the carry, nonetheless, down the sideline. There goes Jace Bellamy, and you can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Huskies.
I mean, you can see how explosive of an athlete Jace Bellamy is. And right there really wasn't much of a lane, but he was able to find the outside and just burn everyone on Carlisle's defense.
A huge touchdown run from Jace Bellamy pulls Winterset right back into this one. And there's some confusion on the other side. I think originally it was 4th down, and then you saw the chains being moved as Bellamy was taking the snap, so I think it was 1st down. Regardless, Bellamy was fighting for a yard, and he gets a bunch. And the score, the PAT, good there from Vallejo Montoya. And a huge drive for Winterset. We said it, Jack. The Huskies needed a touchdown in that drive, and they got it.
And it comes from the creativity of Coach Sweeney. As when you have players like Jace Bellamy and White Swanson who can do it all, you have to get them in the game and allow them to impact the football as much as you possibly can. I mean, White Swanson as a receiver, he can't do it all, but you put him at quarterback or Jace Bellamy at quarterback, and it opens up a whole new area of this offense, and I really like what I've seen from Coach Sweeney tonight.
5-play drive for Winterset. They go 73 yards for the score, and it was about a minute and a half, a little less than that, so very quick score. Be curious to see how that works. Obviously, you take the touchdown regardless, but you've had trouble stopping this offense, so the thing that would really suck about this is you give them 4 minutes, that's still plenty of time to run the ball if you're Carlisle, and a chance for them to get that touchdown score back and push that lead back up to 11. So here's a chance for the defense to really flip the script on this game.
A good kickoff here would be really important in making sure that they don't have all that time to just run the ball.
A dribbler picked up at the 25, and now down the sideline. Dangerous play here for Carlisle, spinning around down to the 20-yard line. That was picked up by, I think, number 19, Hoverston. Get a second look, and it did look like that's exactly who that was, Jackson Hoverston. All the way down to the 20, and any momentum that Winterset just built is almost completely erased.
And obviously that's just a huge momentum killer. And now they're put in a tough spot. And like I've talked about, Carlisle in the red zone is just going to be really hard to stop.
Carlisle's best starting field position of the day. First play is a handoff to Berg. He'll get half of it on 1st down.
Number 45, Trevor Berg, the ball carrier. Tackled at 24, Jason Bellamy. Brings up 2nd down. Band, we need you to move the backdrops. Move the backdrops, band.
So we have a stoppage in play as the band has their backdrops for their halftime show that was covering the play clock. Carlisle unable to see the play clock going down, so they'll reset the play clock and officially start action once again here. Handoff to Burke down the left sideline. He picks up a first, and it will be 1st and goal to go.
Bellamy made a great play right there. Came over from the other side of the field to stop it, but, I mean, once again, just a tough spot for Winterset to be in here as Carlisle's run game is just so consistent. It's not really the most explosive you'll ever see, but they're able to pick up 5 or 6 yards with the best of them.
10-yard pickup for Burke there on 2nd down. First and goal from the 7. Wishbone formation. The handoff taken there by Truitt. Whistle blown immediately. You've got a flag.
Dead ball. False start. Number 87.
A false start by
5-yard penalty. Replay
tight end number 87, Joseph Robbins. Again, Jack, this is something we've talked about a lot. Winterset has been given some opportunities to really, deplete a drive for Carlisle by getting them in long situations. They only lose 2 on the false start. But regardless, this is a spot for them that you've got to find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
For sure.
Play action. Howe coming to the near side, looking towards the end zone. Had an open man, but completely overshot him. That was Robbins, who had the false start. He was sitting alone for a while.
Yeah, it looked like Howe just got to his read about a second too late. He had a receiver wide open in the end zone, but Bellamy with a nice play to break that one up, even though it might have been a little borderline if it should have been pass interference.
Yeah. Obviously some contact there. And it would have been a tough throw from Haug if he saw him earlier. I mean, if you throw it to the outside of him and away from Bellamy, there's definitely a chance at a touchdown there, but a missed opportunity regardless for Carlisle. It's second and long. And it looks like a timeout called by the Wildcats. They use their second of the half. So you have 2nd and 13 after this timeout. I mean, what do you do if you're Winterset here? Obviously, you're going to expect a run, so there's not probably a ton you can draw up.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised that Carlisle came out and passed the ball. Even though it was 1st and goal from the 13, I still think you'd want to trust your running game, but with the pass on 1st down, a 2nd and 13 puts you in a tough spot, as even a run of 5 yards would most of the time be viewed as a positive. Winterset would take that completely, so I'm curious if Carlisle goes to more play action and tries to pass the ball more on a 2nd and 13, because they're just in a tough spot.
When Carlisle has passed the ball, we've never seen them just do a straight drop back tonight. All of it has been some form of play action, which does make sense. With how effectively they are running the ball, if you can sell that a little bit more, Winterset's going to be biting a lot tonight because of the threat that the Wildcats, pose on the ground.
You saw with their first play action, it was a beautiful concept, and they had a receiver wide open. But since that, it's been a lot more shaky, and it's given Winterset some hope that they can stop this offense.
2 in the backfield. It's once again a pass. Howe searching for someone. He's going to take it himself, spins, and smack from behind. Got past the 10-yard line. Looks like he's going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. But if you're Winterset, you're in a good situation here. It is 3rd and long.
It's clear that Carlisle doesn't really trust Haug to just, like you said, drop back and read the field and make a throw. They've done whatever they can to put him in advantageous situations, whether it's sprint outs or play action. But now they've got him at 3rd and 9, and this is almost an obvious pass down where Winterset knows that they're likely going to have to pass the ball here.
Whistle blown. And another timeout called. It will be taken by Carlisle again. So they use their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 2:43 to go. A big play here on both sides. Again, if you're Winterset and you can get a stop, you hold them to 3, and you have enough time with 2 timeouts to potentially get that field goal back, if that's what Carlisle ends up doing, or potentially tying it before you go to the break.
You have to wonder what does Carlisle want to do? If they get in a 4th and 3 or a 4th and 4, would they take the field goal, or would they want to go for it? And even if they don't get it, Winterset starts at the 3 or 4 yard line. So this play call will tell a lot. If they run the ball here, that likely shows that they are willing to go for it on 4th down. If they pass it, they're more likely to kick a field goal if they do get in that short yardage situation. So we'll see what unfolds here with this next play call.
On the season, Carlisle has only attempted 1 field goal. It was made by Isaac Burke. But they're in kind of that similar boat to Winterset of that they're more times than not going to lean on their offense. So to your point, if you get about half of it, I wouldn't be shocked if they're going. Haug once again going to pass, rolling out. A block there by Burke to the back of the end zone and deflected by Swanson.
Carlisle was put in a tough spot there, having to roll the quarterback out to his non-dominant side because they were on the far hash, and that led to nothing really being open there for Burke, as that's a really tough throw for him to make, and they force a Carlisle field goal, exactly what you want.
Yeah, it looks like a 6, but that was 8. That was Trevor Banning who forces the incompletion in the back of the end zone, and it forces Carlisle to kick the field goal. It's going to be taken by Burke. Looks like about a 23, 24-yard field goal. Kick on its way, and that one plenty of leg and good from Burke. So we go back up to a touchdown game as it's 17-10 with 2:34 left to go here in this first half.
A really big stop there for Winterset. I mean, you're able to halt Carlisle's momentum, especially after that kick return. It kind of felt like Winterset threw a punch, but then Carlisle was going to throw one right back. But now Winterset's got a chance to tie this ball game before halftime, and that would be huge for the momentum. They get the ball to start the second half, so hopefully they can come out, and this is going to be basically a 2-minute drill. We're going to see Carson Cook likely have to take on more of a responsibility in this offense, as opposed to a lot of the trickeration that Coach Sweeney has used tonight, whether it's with Wyatt Swanson throwing the ball, Jace Bellamy lining up at quarterback. We're likely going to have to see Carson Cook command this offense on this drive.
We'll have 2:34 to work with. Our ticker here on your score bug is a little off, and it's also 17-10 your score. So we'll keep you updated there on that front one as we get that fixed up for you guys. But Winterset's going to be getting it with 2.5 to go. They still have 2 timeouts to work with, and they scored quick on that last possession. 5 plays. It's a 40-plus yard touchdown run by Jace Bellamy. But like we've seen, specifically in the ADM game, Cook has the ability to air it out. He is a competent quarterback in the air, so we'll see what Winterset does on this ensuing drive. Return comes from Weeks, makes one man miss, and here he goes down the sideline and pushed out of bounds near the 45. A good return from Daxon Weeks.
That's so important to get a nice return there, as opposed to having the ball at like the 25-yard line. Weeks is able to put it at about the 43, and now where's Cook's got a shorter field to work with, and obviously you want to see him end this drive in the end zone, but even getting a field goal here would be huge going forward.
Winterset will begin at their own 44-yard line. They come out with a 4-receiver set here. Cook takes it, drops back, quick one towards the boundary. It's caught at the 50, and Weeks drops down. Picks about 5 there on first.
I will say with Carson Cook, he has struggled a little bit on these short throws at putting the ball in the spot where their wide receiver can turn upfield.
And did that one get picked off? It doesn't look like any. All the refs kind of looking at each other.
I can't tell if the ball hit the ground first. The Carlisle linebacker definitely came up with the ball there. I'm just not sure if he pinned it on the ground or if he caught it clean. It's a really tough call for the officials to make without replay. And it appears that both teams think that they deserve the ball.
So it is called an incomplete pass. Winterset kind of dodging a bullet. Obviously, don't know if it did hit the ground or if it was caught in time. Regardless, Winterset still has the ball, 3rd and 5. Porter to the left hip of Cook. Drops back, looking toward the sideline once again. This one is caught, and it's Swanson for a first down.
I talked a couple plays before about Cook has struggled a little bit on that short pass accuracy. That was in a perfect spot to Wyatt Swanson. Out on the boundary, he's able to secure the catch and get out of bounds to stop this clock.
Up to the 44. About a gain of 6 there on 3rd and 5. Another pass here for Cook. He has Porter if he wants to dump on the swing route. Instead, trying to force something over the middle. Didn't look like he had a lot. Not sure what he was looking for.
To me, it kind of looked like he was waiting for Dax and Weeks on a wheel route up the sideline, and it looked like he kind of got a little bit greedy. As he talked about, it looked like he had Porter on the swing route, but he was waiting for the route to Weeks to develop, and it just he didn't have the time for it to develop. That's one where you kind of want to see him check it down there.
Yeah. Cook drops back once again. Instant pressure. Floats one over the middle. That's caught. It's Bellamy again to the end zone. Jace Bellamy, 2 scores, and the Huskies are an extra point away from tying this one up.
A great ball there from Carson Cooks. He put in a spot where Bellamy could come down with it and be able to get those yards after the catch for another touchdown. And I mean, you've seen Jace Bellamy on full display tonight. He's got a touchdown as a runner. He's got a touchdown as a receiver and an interception. He's just doing it all tonight.
The team's leader in tackles here early. You said it, the pick, 2 scores, an explosive on the ground and in the air, both over 40 yards. That one a 44-yard strike from Cook to Bellamy. And now Winterset trying to tie this thing up. Extra point on its way. It's true. And we've got a ball game here with 2 to play left in the first half. Once again, it's another 5-play drive that ends with the Jace Bellamy score.
I mean, like I said earlier, it's just a full Jace Bellamy experience tonight, and you've seen Coach Sweeney use him in so many ways, but on that touchdown, Carson Koch was able to read the field and find Bellamy and make a nice throw. He put a good touch on it, and just put it in a great spot for Bellamy. So now there's 2 minutes left for Carlisle, and this is more of a situation where you want Winterset to be in because their passing game has been shaky at times, and 2 minutes with a good kick here is likely not enough time to be able to run the ball for a touchdown.
So all tied up 17-17, 2:01 left to go in the half. No timeouts left for Carlisle, so we'll see what they do offensively, and it was surprising to the both of us that it was 3 straight passes on their last possession, on their final series, or set of downs, I should say. Kind of getting another pooch kick, fielded at the 15, tripped up, nice job. Looks like that was Weeks that got a shoestring tackle, but we do have a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be holding on Carlisle, so move them back even further.
This is going to put Carlisle in a really tough spot here, as they're going to be about the 10-yard line. And like we've talked about, their passing game just hasn't been that great, and especially in a situation where Winterset knows that they have to pass the ball. Their entire pass game is built around the surprise of the pass. So we're going to have to see a new element of Carlisle's offense that we just haven't seen tonight.
They'll start things at their own 15-yard line, easily their worst field position of the night. They would need 85 yards for a touchdown. We saw a 24-yard field goal from Burke on that last possession, so not sure how far they trust him in terms of field goal. His kick did look like it had plenty of leg, so we'll see what that looks like. First play is a handoff, and it's going to be about 5 yards to Berg.
Carlisle also has no timeouts. They've had to burn a few. So if you're Winterset, they get 6 yards on first down, and they're going back to huddle. I mean, I do think that Carlisle's kind of mismanaging the clock in this sense of just letting this time burn. And if they're going to have to start throwing the ball downfield if they want to get in a chance to score.
They'll hand that one up the middle. Getting about 4 yards is Berg. Actually, check that. That was Berg, the ball carrier. And it's going to be 3rd and 1. And I think this is an absolute win for Winterset. It feels like Carlisle is just content going to half with this game being tied at 17s.
It also shows their confidence in their offense for the rest of the game, as they do think that a tie game at half is enough for them to win this game.
Handoff goes to Burke, upended by Bellamy, just past the 30-yard line. Chains will, I should say the clock will stop here as the chains get reset. 40 seconds left, and again, no urgency for Carlisle, so looks like this thing will be tied as we go to the break. It is a play-action pass to the sideline and too tall for Moyer.
I mean, yeah, we've just seen how he hasn't been very accurate on any levels of the field, as they love getting him on these sprint outs and using his legs. He had an open receiver right there, and he just airmailed him. So you've got to be confident in Winterset's ability to stop the pass going forward for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I mean, if that one's on target, if you're Carlisle, you're probably going to be getting out of bounds around the 45, so you're in business if that's on target. So it could be a big miss. They'll once again roll out Haug. He goes back to the sideline. This one is on target, out at the 43-yard line. This time, though, he targets Schulte on the completion.
This just confuses me more why they were content with just handing the ball off and then going into a huddle and just taking a minute and a half off this clock without really doing much. As you've seen on the past couple plays, they've had receivers wide open on the boundary with the chance to get out of bounds. That's something that these Winterset defensive backs are going to have to be mindful of. Carlisle doesn't have any timeouts.
No.
You need to keep them away from the sideline and force them up to the middle of the field.
Carlisle now at their own 43. They started their own 15. That snap goes all the way back, and Winterset falls on it. A critical mistake. The center, Andy Crowder, sent that one too high. Howe could not get on top of it. Winterset does, and they could find themselves taking a lead before the break.
You do have to wonder how hard it is as a center to be kind of just handing the ball off under center all night, and then you have to go out of shotgun, as I don't remember them going out of the gun much all night long, as that is an extra wrinkle to a primarily wishbone offense like Carlisle does run. It can lead to stuff like that. Now, Winterset, I have heard that Vallejo can kick up to 45 yards, so we'll see how far Winterset needs to kick this field goal.
They have it at the 30-yard line of Carlisle. They still have 2 timeouts. They're going to give it off to Porter, and a great tackle there in space by Tanner Byers. Winterset uses their second timeout after Porter loses, looks like 3 yards. So now it would be about a 50-yard field goal if Winterset doesn't get any more positive yardage.
This puts them in a tough spot because you're probably going to need an extra 5 to 10 yards here to feel comfortable kicking a field goal and feel like you do have a chance. But at this point, if it's a 50-yarder, you might have a better chance of just trying to get the ball in the trying to get the ball in the end zone. But with 12 seconds and a timeout,
so
they've got
the middle.
Yeah, you still can utilize the middle of the field. I'm looking for something short, maybe over the middle of the field. Carlisle's not looking for it. Maybe even like a screen pass to Swanson. Get the ball in some of your best players' hands right here.
Drop back for Cook. He floats one. It is to Swanson. Jump ball situation, and it is pass interference. Not sure what Moyer was thinking. I mean, that ball was not close to Swanson yet, and he just checks him in the body.
Yeah, clear pass interference right there, as Carlisle's defense likely thinking the same thing as us, as they want to go short. Instead, they send Swanson on a go route, and Cook made a really nice throw to force that pass interference, and now Winterset is in business And with 7 seconds left, they might have one shot at the end zone and then a field goal.
Yeah. I mean, I think you kind of get to see how much they trust their kicking game in this situation, because you could take a shot or you could just run with the timeout and try and make it closer if you are content settling for 3, or maybe this is a shot to the end zone. We'll see.
I think if it was a shot to the end zone, Swanson would be on the field for his play.
Cook floating to the corner. It was intended for Little and nowhere close. 3 seconds left, and we'll see if this is a field goal opportunity. It looks like it will be, and it might be Swanson taking it once again.
Yeah, it is interesting to see. I mean, their kicking game, they've had Vallejo and Swanson taking PATs, field goals, kickoffs. It looks like they are going to go Swanson, as he's got a pretty big leg for this 35-yard field goal.
And Swanson 1 for 1 here today. He made his field goal for the first score, and now flags a false start and could be trouble. That pushes it back to a 40-yard field goal now for Swanson. Quick huddle up by a couple of our referees with our head official. False start pushes this to about a 40-yard field goal for Swanson. Again, we don't know the range for him. He attempted his first kick of the season early with that field goal. Hadn't had any PATs, field goals, nothing. This will be the second kick for Swanson on the season to take the lead going into the break. On its way. Does it have the leg? Yes, it does! Wyatt Swanson delivers at the buzzer, and the Huskies lead it by 3 going into the break.
Yeah, a huge morale boost going into the break. Winterset will start with the ball in the second half, and that's got to feel great if you're Coach Sweeney. They were down, I believe, 17-3, and they were able to deliver on offense and on defense to end that half. Just huge for the Huskies.
Could not have drawn it up better if you were Winterset. They get a couple explosives late, both by Bellamy, one on the ground, one in the air. A turnover by Carlisle results in 3 for the Huskies, and they lead 20-17 as we head to halftime.
AgriLand FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust AgriLand to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. AgriLand FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
Looking for a taste of paradise right here in Winterset, Iowa? Come chill at Tiki Treats Iowa, your local spot for Hawaiian-themed treats. Dive into creamy Dole soft serve, refresh with our tropical snow, sip on fresh squeezed lemonade, and snack on warm buttery pretzel bites. It's a tropical getaway, no plane ticket required. Swing by Tiki Treats Iowa today and treat yourself to a mini vacation in every bite.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messer-Smith at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
Experienced, professional, committed.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
The Sports Page Grill at 224 East Highway 92 in Winterset is the place to meet your friends before or after that big event. With a great menu, you'll find something you love. The Sports Page Grill can host or cater any special events you might have. Just call 515-462-4673. The Sports Page Grill. We'll see you there, and don't forget the Sports Page is the home of Husky Talk Live.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
Marching Huskies, you may take the field.
Once upon a time in Verona, two star-crossed hearts met, and the world held its breath. two souls find each other, their hearts speak louder than the crowd, and love takes its very first breath.
Winterset High School Band Program consists of two constant ensembles, two competitive jazz bands, a competitive marching band, a non-competitive pep band, and a musical pit band. Students also get the opportunity to participate in All-State Music Festival, the Skiba District Honor Band, the Raccoon River Conference Honor Band, various collegiate honor bands, and the IHSMA Association 3A Honor Band. The Winterset Jazz Band regularly appears at the Iowa Jazz Championship and the
Integrity Financial Group is a financial services partnership with offices in Central Iowa. Here you'll find expertise in insurance, accounting, and investments all under one roof. Their commitment is to help you make sound financial decisions and protect what matters today and into the future. CPA Ben Applegate, insurance agent Eric Johnson, and investment broker Jason Claymeyer are ready to help you. Call 888-365-1230. Integrity Financial Group. Experienced, professional, committed.
Jones Creek Apparel offers graphics and logo design, screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-film, and promotional products. Proud supporters of Winterset Athletics. They are happy to work with any organization or individual, regardless of the order size. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to noon. Give them a call at 515-462-4132 or visit their website, jonescreekapparel.com. Jones Creek Apparel.
Pizza Ranch in Winterset promises you a great experience. You'll find a buffet full of your favorite pizzas, the country's best chicken, or just come for dessert. They have party rooms available for your next family gathering or fundraising event. Craving a night in? Pizza Ranch delivers. Order online or call. Open Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Pizza Ranch at 1009 John Wayne Drive.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
The Husky Booster Club's goal is to broaden the involvement and enrichment of students, student families, the school, and the community through its support for junior high and high school-related activities. Money raised by the Husky Booster Club directly benefits all high school and junior high athletic and fine art programs. The Husky Booster Club has provided over $40,000 in funding over the last 3 years. To become a Husky Booster Club member, go to huskyboosterclub.org.
Remember when retirement meant just stopping work and slowing down? Well, nowadays it's about so much more. Today's retirees are embracing newfound freedom and exploring new interests. Edward Jones Financial Advisors are here to help you identify your priorities and goals and create a plan to achieve them. Call Whitney Messer-Smith at 515-468-6200 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
We're really excited to announce the addition of our tow truck. In addition to our rental cars, this is going to give us a unique ability to serve you better. We're going to have the ability to take the phone call from you stranded on the side of the highway after a deer hit or a collision, with the potential to load a rental car up on the back of our truck, deliver it to you on the side of the highway, get you back on your way to work or to home, load your accident vehicle up, bring it back to the shop where we can handle your claim process from there.
Is your puppy in need of a little TLC? Bring them down to Suds & Pups for a complete spa treatment in the state-of-the-art pet wash, located next to Straight Shots Golf Simulator at 215 North 1st Avenue in Winterset. And don't forget, attached to the dog wash is Winterset's newest laundromat, open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop by today. Agriland FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust Agriland to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. Agriland FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something. The Sports Page Grill at 224 East Highway 92 in Winterset is the place to meet your friends before or after that big event. With a great menu, you'll find something you love. The Sports Page Grill can host or cater any special events you might have. Just call 515-462-4673. The Sports Page Grill. We'll see you there, and don't forget the Sports Page is the home of Husky Talk Live. Agriland FS is a financially strong and dependable cooperative rooted in more than 90 years of experience with our eye on tomorrow. With 28 locations across southern Iowa and northwest Missouri, and from the field to your home and all points in between, you can trust Agriland to be there when and where you need them. Call 515-462-5353 to learn more. Agriland FS, where loyalty and integrity still means something.
(20-17) is your score as we head into this second half. Winterset in front. And Jack, I mean, this Winterset team really awoke. They fell into an 11-point hole, 14-3, and now they've scored 10 consecutive. after falling down 17-10. Something changed. What did you see?
I mean, I think you saw the defense. They really stepped up, and obviously the offense is what scored the points and what really got going, but that wouldn't be possible without the defense. You saw Carlisle start their last drive at Winterset's 20-yard line, and Winterset was able to hold them to 3. That was huge for the momentum going forward, and then Swanson able to drill the field goal at the end of the half. Just everything really going Winterset's way, and now that they will get the ball to start this second half, and you just kind of want to see more of the same. And now you can kind of – Winterset can do what they want. When they were down 17-3, they were put in a tough spot. They kind of had to throw the ball, but now their whole playbook is at their disposal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it looks like things were starting to change. You had the explosive run on the ground for Bellamy. He took the direct snap and like a QB power, bounced it to the sideline and walked the tightrope all the way down to the end zone. They cut it to 14-10, and then it looked like all that momentum just went away instantly as there was the kick return down all the way to the 21-yard line. But then, like you said, the momentum definitely shifted after Winterset was able to hold what is a dominant running team to a field goal. And surprising to us, all 3 downs, it wasn't goal to go, but they were just outside of it. It ended up resulting in a field goal. And then you had the bomb to Bellamy, the fumble, and the field goal. And Winterset had all the momentum going into the break. They have the ball to start this third quarter. We did have a flag. As you guys saw, the kicking unit moved up. So I'm not sure what happened on Winterset's end to draw the flag. But now, likely we'll have a touchback unless they try to do some sort of pooch kick situation to pin Winterset deep.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is a pooch kick. I mean, a touchback, you're kind of just conceding what would be kind of neutral even without this penalty.
Kick goes back toward the end zone, and it will have to be fielded at about the 2-yard line by Gerwell, trying to escape and tripped up at the 10-yard line. So that penalty, costly for Winterset, who starts at their own 10.
Yeah, you saw kind of a higher kick there, allowing Carlisle's coverage unit to get farther down the field. And even though it was kind of a normal kick at the 1 or 2 yard line, just not as much room for Gerwell to go. And like you said, they're going to start their 10 in rough field position because of that penalty.
So far today, the go-to guys have been Ben Porter and Jace Bellamy. Now, Bellamy has been used kind of as a gadget piece offensively, not in there down-to-down. Porter will be, though, and we'll see if he totes the rock to begin this second half. That's exactly what happens. Porter up the middle, and he gets about a yard or 2.
I mean, that's kind of what you want to see out of Winterset's offense. You know, it doesn't have to be explosive with Bellamy every time. You can get a nice 2 to 3 yard gain, and hopefully this will set up play action. I really think that Winterset has struggled this year at getting to their play action.
Wishbone for the Huskies. There is play action, just like you said, Jack. He's going to go down the field. Weeks broken up, but a flag on the play. Once again, that is Moyer making early contact. He had the costly PI that allowed Winterset to kick the field goal before the break. And you can tell he gives Weeks a shove about a second or 2 before the ball got there.
That's exactly what you want to see out of Winterset's offense, running to set up the pass. However, I think that Carson Cook underthrowing that ball a little bit does help Winterset, as a lot of times you see just throughout any levels of football, an underthrown pass results in pass interference a lot of the time. So even though Carson Cook might have missed the right throw, he might have missed it a little short, it was still able to pick up pass interference, and Winterset can move the sticks.
Winterset has it at their own 28. There's Porter, and a big run from him, getting about 6 or 7.
Yeah, you know, Porter, he's not going to be your home run hitting running back. He's going to be ground and pound through the tackles. And right there, he's able to pick up 7 yards. Just a great play from Winterset, and hopefully they can keep this momentum going. As you get a 2nd and 3, that opens up the playbook so much more to whatever Coach Sweeney wants to do here.
Winterset getting into the wishbone. haven't really been in the position to run it a lot tonight. We know that's one of their favorite formations, but them getting down early forced them into some more shotgun drop-back game. Maybe a gain of a yard, not a lot there for the Huskies. It was Porter. He gets a yard, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, I'm curious if Coach Sweeney views this as 4-down territory, as they are on their 35 or 36-yard line. But if you're content picking up 1 here, would you go for it on 4th and 1 at your 36? I think personally I would, but it looks like some QB power here with Jace Bellamy.
He comes in for Carson Cook, bouncing it, goes into a defender. There's a flag thrown.
It's going to be on Winterset.
Yeah, it came from the head referee behind the play, so likely a hold. That's going to negate the first down and force us into a 3rd and 11. And that's exactly what happens.
10 yards previous spot.
That's a killer for Winterset. You picked up the 3rd down. Now they're going to be in a 3rd and long. And that's just what you can't have happen.
Yeah.
Winterset had all the momentum in that moment, and now they're going to have to try to convert a 3rd and long where Carson Cook has looked decent at times tonight. You've seen him find Jace Bellamy, but they're put in a tough spot here.
They're going to say it's 3rd and 12. And we saw Cook throwing that ball at the end of the first half. We get a chance here on 3rd and 12. He steps up in the pocket over the middle and caught. Going to be close. We'll see if they get the spot. McDonald on the receiving end, and he does have enough. A nice find from Cook over the middle.
Yeah, that's really encouraging right there from Carson Cook. He's able to step up, evade the pressure, because there was quite a bit of pressure on that last play, but still keep his eyes down the field. You talk about that with the quarterback slot is when they start to scramble, do they keep their eyes downfield? And Cook was looking for McDonald right there, and he's able to pick up the first down.
They got exactly what they needed. 13 yards on 3rd and 12. Another pass here for Cook. He goes to Swanson this time. We'll get about 4.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been what's missing from Winterset's offense is that short passing game. As right there, a good ball from Cook that allowed Swanson to turn upfield. And even though he wasn't able to get more than maybe a yard after the catch, that's still a 5-yard gain on first down. You take that every time.
2nd and 5, and you mentioned with Winterset being the lead 2017, your playbook's kind of wide open. These are the down and distances you love. 2nd and 5, you can run it with your great back and Porter, continue to keep it in the hands of Cook. They will hand it off to Porter. He slipped up in the backfield, and not sure if they'll credit him with a loss of a yard. Does look like he'll lose 1, so 3rd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, 3rd medium right here. This is a position where if you want to, you can run the ball. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's another short pass. You've seen that part of Winterset's offense working better tonight than it has in the past few games, as Swanson has been elite at turning upfield after the catch. So I'd look for maybe a hitch to Swanson and him have the ability to turn upfield. So he's all alone on the bottom of this play.
Trips to the left. Roll out for Cook. He goes to that left with that trip side, and a tight window throw. Contested catches. It made inbounds. It looks like it is. It's McDonald again.
That right there is a really impressive play from Carson Cook as they had him rolling to his non-dominant side. He's able to step into the throw on the run and throw a dart into McDonald. Also a great catch from McDonald. That was a tight window. He was hit right away, but a great job by Carson Cook in this Winterset offense. And I got Bellamy back in at quarterback.
QB power, and Bellamy's going to get about 4 on the carry. So 2 third downs on this drive, and it has been the tight end, Drake McDonald. Both targets to him. He had 2 catches for 67 yards last week in the loss to Van Meter. 5 catches for 115 on the season. A couple big catches here on this drive to move the sticks.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see who the quarterback goes to on those 3rd and longs where it's your high-pressure situations, who they trust, and so far it's been Drake McDonald.
Cook back in at quarterback, looking to the sideline, and maybe some miscommunication.
looked like a little double slant concept to me, as there really wasn't much there, as Cook had a guy in his face when he went to throw it. I'm not sure if he kind of just threw it at the ground as a way to almost throw the ball to bounds it away, but it's another third and medium for Winterset. We've seen Coach Sweeney put trust in his quarterback, Carson Cook.
So far this drive, it's been 3rd and McDonald. We'll see if it goes back to number 7 in black. It's a play-action pass, and it is McDonald, but he can't reel it in. He's been their guy on this drive. Looked like Winterset was going to convert a 3rd straight 3rd down to Drake McDonald again, which couldn't complete it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It looked like Cook's ball was a little behind McDonald. That's a really tough play for him to make coming back to that ball. But now Winterset's in a tough spot here, so they're likely going to punt it. Although 4th and 6, I wouldn't rule out a fake.
9-play drive, boot there from Swanson. Looks like he'll go out around the 20. And Carlisle will start at the 22. So a quality drive, 9 plays. And you know, if you're Winterset, I mean, you got that into Carlisle territory despite starting at your own 10. So obviously disappointing end, but a good drive nonetheless. You had a couple of 3rd down conversions. Again, still momentum for this team who has the lead.
Yeah, I do think it was encouraging if you're a Winterset fan to see that drive and a pretty good punt from Swanson there. Now they're at about the 22-yard line, some of the worst field position for Carlisle to start. And they're going to make them go the whole length of the field if they want to score here. Lots of opportunities for Winterset to stop this run.
The Wildcats begin at their own 22-yard line. Full house backfield. And they give it off to one of their backs. That's Berg, who's rumbling down past the 30 up to the 32. And it's exactly 10 and a 1st down on the first play of the second half for this Carlisle offense.
It's kind of more of the same from Carlisle. I mean, if I was their coach, I really wouldn't pass the ball all that much, as when they have, it's just been negative play after negative play. And Winterset really hasn't shown the ability to stop the run. They have been able to limit it in a way of maybe only limiting them to 3 yards on 1st down, but they still haven't been able to fully stop it.
Motion man is Berg. They'll give it off to Truitt. And he'll pick up about 6 yards there on 1st. So far, 2 carries, a gain of 10 and a gain of 7. Nearly 9 yards a pop to start this second half for Carlisle. Again, they decided to go to the pass game after having great field position on the drive where they settled for 3. And now they're back to the run game, their bread and butter, and it's working here once again.
Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough to get turnovers when all they're doing is running the ball. It's really a true test of how Winterset's defense can respond. I mean, Winterset punted the ball after a pretty good drive, but now Carlisle's got the ball. They're starting to get more momentum on their side, as, like I've talked about earlier in the game, running the ball play after play can be demoralizing for a defense.
3 different ball carriers on this drive. It started with Berg, then it was Truitt and Burke. They run it once again, this time with Truitt, and he's got about 9 or 10. He looks like he will be short.
It's tough for Winterset because when a team is running the ball like Carlisle has, a lot of times as a fan you think they need to sell it for the run. And, I mean, Winterset has done that all night. So they're kind of doing all that they can to stop this run, and they still haven't exactly been able to.
Gains of 10, 7, 6, and 8 yards over 4 carries. Carlisle just under 8 yards per pop. To start off this second half, they go with a pitch play. It's Truitt. Upended there, chopped down by Bellamy. But it looks like it is enough for a 1st down. And this ground game continues to work its way down the field for the Wildcats.
Wyatt Swanson was so close to a big play for this Winterset defense. He almost had Berg in the backfield, but he was able to pitch it out at the last second. and get away for a first down.
First and 10 from the Husky 45-yard line. Carlisle trying to potentially tie or even take the lead back from Winterset. Another explosive run near first down. We'll see where the spot is. It looks like it's going to be 9. And this has just been a dominant start to this second half for Carlisle's offense.
Yeah, I mean, you'd almost rather have it be like a 60-yard run
and
now they're at the 35, but instead just play after play after play. They're getting 6, 8 yards a pop, and it's just been tough for Winterset's defense because they're doing everything they can to stop it, and they still haven't been able to.
Yeah, every play except that pitch to Truitt has been a run for 6 yards or more. That one won't be the case, but it's once again a 3-yard run to move the chains. Actually, check that. Not enough. 3rd and very short.
We have seen them go to QB sneaks when they need about a yard, but I'd be pretty surprised if they go away from just running the ball up the gut because that's worked so well for them in this game.
So gain of 1 there on 2nd down. Haug under center, gives it off to Burke. Chopped down once again by Jace Bellamy, but it's enough for the first down, and Carlisle moves the chains again.
I mean, on that last play, Winterset didn't have anyone behind 5 yards of the ball. If Carlisle decided to go for a play-action shot, there would be no one on the backside of the field for Winterset to stop that. But that goes to show that Winterset is doing everything they can. But Carlisle's offensive line has just dictated the entire flow of this game.
Not a single pass play here on the drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs here for Carlisle. They'll run it again. This time it's Truitt. They've used 3 different backs. Does look like we have a flag. And if this goes against Carlisle, this would be big for Winterset.
Personal foul, face mask, number 4, defense. That penalty
Instead,
will be
it is
added
a
to the
face
end of the
mask.
run, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So Carlisle marches inside the 20 and past the 15. Looks like they're going to have it at the Husky 13-yard line.
Last time Carlisle was in the red zone, we saw him try to pass the ball. I'd be utterly shocked if they do anything except just pound the rock right up the middle because they've been so consistent in getting 7-yard gains so far.
Face mask called against Jaden Lyon. Gain of a couple there on first down on the inside give.
I mean, Winterset had 3 guys in the backfield on that last play before the running back even touched the ball. That is what they're going to need. They're going to need to get a flow of pressure up the middle before Carlisle is able to just run it right up the middle.
So the 11th play of the drive. We've had 10 runs so far. Make it 11. It's Berg on the carry. Nice tackle. You guessed it. It's number 24. It's Jace Bellamy. He's everywhere tonight.
Obviously, that's a huge play right there from Winterset. You get him in a 3rd and 6. That really makes Carlisle think, what do they want to do here? Do they want to continue to run the ball? If they think it's 4-down territory, they likely will. But that you could force them here to pass the ball, and they haven't really shown the ability to do that all night long.
Looks to be 3rd and 6. Again, we haven't seen a play-action pass from Carlisle on this drive. It's been straight runs. Fumble! Did Lyon fall on it? Yes, he did. Once again, it's a miscue from the Wildcat offense, and Winterset takes over as Carlisle was pushing towards a score.
I mean, Carlisle's just shot themselves in the foot so many times tonight. Winterset's done a good job of forcing them to make these plays. They're not giving up any huge plays. They're just slow. They're making them slowly, methodically take the ball down the field, especially in high school football. A lot of stuff can go wrong, including a bobbled snap. Even when Haug was under center, you don't see that all too much. That's 2 fumbles tonight that Winterset has been able to fall on bad snaps from Carlisle.
The last one allowed Winterset to take the lead going into the break. They got a field goal out of it. We'll see if they get more points. But it does feel like you just took points off the board if you are Winterset. I mean, Carlisle was inside the 15-yard line of the Huskies.
Yeah, that would have been a chip shot field goal, even if Winterset did stop them. Obviously, a huge momentum boost for these Huskies. It looks like they're just going to run it down to the third quarter.
It was a fast quarter at that. The Huskies content with their lead, 20-17. No change in score. Just 1 possession for both teams in the third. We'll head to the final frame with the Huskies on top by 3.
Swanson Masonry specializes in foundation replacement throughout central Iowa. If your foundation is damaged, their experienced team can safely and efficiently remove your existing foundation and construct a new one. While foundation replacement can be an extensive undertaking, Swanson Masonry has the skills necessary to get the job done right. Let them put their expertise to work for you. Give them a call at 515-210-3463.
Montross Pharmacy has been offering fast, friendly, and professional service with familiar local faces you can trust since 1921. Locally owned and operated. At Montross, you get quick, reliable answers to your prescription and over-the-counter medication questions. They also have the healthcare supplies you need, as well as a gift shop and soda fountain. Conveniently located on the west side of the historic Winterset Square. Open Monday through Saturday.
We start the fourth quarter here in Winterset with the Huskies on top 20-17. Your same score after the break. Evan Westling alongside Jack Keller here tonight. And Jack, we were talking about this off air. Winterset has been gifted by a pair of fumbles.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see 2 botched snaps twice in a game all that much, even in high school football.
Carry goes to Bellamy, and it looks like he's going to pick up enough for the first down. So be curious to see what Winterset wants to do here. You know how dominant this Carlisle offense has been this evening, so do you focus on just taking off as much clock as you can?
I think that's one way to look at it. Another way, which in my opinion is the better way to look at it, you need points here. You've seen what Carlisle's offense has been able to do to you. Even if you go on a long drive, they're still going to have a chance to run the ball at will if they want to. I think you've got to focus on getting points here.
Trips formation to the top of your screen. It's a pass. Cook, a high ball, and luckily for him, there was nobody behind him to catch the deflection. Nearly the first turnover for Winterset on that high pass from Cook.
Like a tunnel screen right there, and putting it high is about the last place that you want to, as there's a high likelihood that if that pass gets tipped, it could be intercepted.
Yeah.
Fortunately for the Huskies, it was not. But on those tunnel screens, you want to get it in a spot where Gerwell can get it and take off.
Cook gives it off to Porter, coming to the near side, and dropped after a gain of 3 or 4. Looks like he's going to get maybe 4 or 5, actually. It will be 3rd and 5.
Another big spot here for quarterback Carson Cook is on the last 3rd and medium. He missed the throw to McDonald. I'm also curious where his ball goes. Is he going to target McDonald again? Because he was open on that last play, so we'll see who Carson Cook trusts here. And even if Coach Sweeney trusts him on a 3rd and 5 backed up on their 25-yard line.
Pistol formation, drop back for Cook. He's got pressure in his lap, trying to evade it, and that throw not close to Porter. Credit the pressure getting in there. Looks like that was number 73, which was Chance McClendon. So no sack, but he gets a pressure there, forces the incompletion. And despite one first down, Winterset will punt it after just taking off about a couple minutes from the clock.
It's a big punt right here for Wyatt Swanson. You want to pin them back at least behind the 50-yard line here. Also big, make sure they don't get a huge return, as we've seen that happen tonight.
Punt from Swanson is going to be fielded. And you got a flag, a pair of flags, on the return from Schulte.
Yeah, that's just what you want to see. They're going to get likely a block in the back here on Carlisle, which will move them to behind the 40-yard line, as they're going to have to march down the field again. So a great punt there from Swanson, and the penalty will help out this field position.
We'll wait for the official signal here, but definitely looks like it'll be a block in the back.
Foul for block in the back.
Wow.
Had him in the side.
So erase the flag will be picked up. No block in the back. Carlisle's offense expected that they were going to get moved back, and they'll come way up. So Carlisle will start in Husky territory. I think Coach Sweeney trying to get an explanation. They say that it was in the side. So the return from Schulte gives Carlisle the ball at the Winterset 46-yard line, down by 3 here in the fourth quarter.
I mean, once again, we'd be shocked if Carlisle decided to pass the ball as their running attack. It's been so effective tonight and consistent.
Motion man is Berg. They get it off to Burke. And wrapped up after a gain of 2.
And the key for Winterset is to force Carlisle to pass. That has led to a lot of mistakes, whether it's a missed snap, missed throws, drop passes. That is what their key needs to be. Get them in third longs. Make them pass the ball. Because if they're running the ball, there's not a lot that can go wrong, even though they have fumbled snaps. But you need to get it to a point where they can turn this ball over.
There's a pass, and anticipating that Schulte would be open. It was a little behind him, but it is complete. And I believe that's just the second completion of the night for Haug. He had the early completion on the explosive wheel route to Berg out of the backfield. And I think that's just the second.
I mean, even on that pass, they can get those 8 yards running the ball. That was pretty good coverage from Jude Gurwell. That was just a tough pass, and Carlisle's wide receiver was able to hold on to it.
Up to the 36-yard line now. They'll give it off. That's Truitt, and he's going to get a first down.
I mean, it seems like every Carlisle drive is ending in the red zone, whether they are fumbling it, kicking a field goal, or getting it in the end zone. It's just, obviously, in the red zone, it's the most crucial plays of the game. And Winterset's defense has been able to step up, but they've been on the field a lot. And especially in the second half, they're going to have to hold strong here.
We know that Burke is a solid kicker. Made one earlier in the game. Still probably would need a couple more yards to feel comfortable. Bellamy, actually checked that was Porter in the backfield that read it, just couldn't wrap up Berg. And instead, Berg picks up 6 on first down.
It's key for Carlisle to play mistake-free football down here. Even a holding penalty would set this drive back. So Winterset's just got to hope that, I mean, Carlisle shoots themselves in the foot. There's not a lot you can do when they're running the ball for 7 yards a carry. You've just got to hope that they mess up.
They give it off. That's Burke. And chopped down, and you've got a flag. Hershin on that tackle. Looks like it's going to go against Carlisle. You just talked about it, Jack.
That's exactly what you need if you're Winterset. This will put them well behind the sticks, as they're likely going to have to start to pass the ball, and they have not shown the ability to do that all night long.
Going to be about 2nd and 14, 2nd and 15. Again, this offense has averaged well over 5 yards a carry in this second half. So they would be, if they ran it both times, they would definitely be, based off their yards per carry, in a 4th and short. They're going to go with the play action pass. Lions had some instant pressure, forcing a rollout. Chucking it downfield is Haug, man in the end zone. And it's caught by Berg.
That's a really good throw from Haug, as he was able to find Berg in the back of the end zone, as it looked like a little bit of missed coverage, as that receiver was back in the end zone for quite a long time, and that's a backbreaker if you're Winterset.
Now a crucial PAT. A make here pushes Winterset into a 4-point deficit, and they would need a touchdown. If it's a miss, they could settle for a field goal, and trouble on the hold. Rolling out is Schulte, scanning in the end zone. Flicks it, and it's short. So another critical mistake by Carlisle is going to allow Winterset to only be down by a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, you want to hope that you can get anything you can, and right there, I mean, Carlisle just hasn't been able to stay out of their own way tonight. Even though they are winning in this game, I think we can both agree they've played a lot better than Winterset has, but Winterset's done a great job of capitalizing on their mistakes, and you want to see them go and drive down the field, as a touchdown would obviously require Carlisle to get one themselves. But if you look at this clock really favors Winterset right now if they are able to go down and have a long touchdown drive. Obviously that needs to happen, but if it does, Carlisle would have around 2 minutes left, and they would probably have to throw the ball in that case, and we've seen them struggle with that, even though Haug just made a great throw to the end zone.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing will be here is, you know, if Winterset can have a long drive, if they can be productive on the ground, when Carlisle starts to use their timeouts, I think will kind of be telling. Because if you're Winterset, it's going to be really hard to take off 7.5 minutes, and it would be kind of defeating to kick a field goal at that point. You'd hope that you're in the end zone. But it'd be hard to take off anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes off the clock while also burning the timeouts of Carlisle. So, I mean, in your eyes, Jack, I mean, how much clock would be ideal for Winterset to burn while also putting Carlisle in a situation where they would have to pass the ball?
Yeah, I would say you're looking for around under 3 minutes for Carlisle. I think if you go under 3 minutes, that forces them to have to pass the ball, and quite often on their next drive. But the problem with Winterset's offense, when it has worked tonight, it has been explosive plays. So that is obviously not going to take off much time, but, I mean, obviously they've got to focus on getting the ball in the end zone. We're just talking about what would happen if they do. But we've seen Jace Bellamy be the catalyst of this offense wherever they put him. So I'm guessing he's going to be the focal point of this drive.
It will be Porter in the right hip of Cook to get things started. Winterset with the ball at their own 27-yard line. 7:19 left to go in the fourth quarter. They trail by 3. First handoff is to Porter, and he's going to get about 6 or 7.
Good positive run there from Porter to start off, as you want to get momentum. And I'd look 2nd and 2. This is a key down if you want to run play action. This is a perfect down to do it, because even if it is an incompletion, you trust your offense to pick up a 3rd and 2, and that'd likely be Jace Bellamy in quarterback power.
Trips to the top of your screen. McDonald on the end of that line of scrimmage, the tight end. They give it off to Porter, and he gets about a yard.
Well, we'll see. Oh, they gave him the first down. I was curious if Bellamy would come in at quarterback on a 3rd and short.
Looked like the referee by the chains on the far side of the field looked to be standing about a yard short, so a generous spot.
Bellamy is in at quarterback regardless, so we'll see if they try to pass or just go straight run.
They do go QB power with Bellamy, bouncing it towards the sideline, and nothing there this time around, and now we've got a late flag as well.
Obviously, this is going to be a crucial penalty either way.
It came in a little late, so I'm not sure if something happened on the sideline after the run from Bellamy.
Personal foul, face mask, number 12, defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
So the face mask on Zane Moyer. We've said that name a couple of times. He's had one very critical PI. He had another PI on the first drive of the third quarter for Winterset. It didn't result in any points, but now your face mask pushes Winterset across the 50 into Carlisle territory, and Moyer has had a tough night.
So again, Carlisle just can't stay out of their own way.
Deep shot down the field, and that one a little overshot, but a flag is thrown.
Coach Sweeney dialed up a fake there. As a little double move there from Swanson, as he was able to get down the sideline with a one-on-one and draw the pass interference. I am a little surprised that got thrown. It looked like pretty good coverage from Carlisle, but obviously you're not going to complain.
That will
Winterset's
result
moving the
in a
sticks
first
again.
down.
Ander Fernal, the guilty party there on the pass interference. So a face mask after Bellamy got about a yard. And then a PI the very next play. And Winterset is absolutely in business at the 31. But a lot of time left in this ball game, 6 minutes. But regardless of the time, Winterset's main priority is finding a way to get points on the board, preferably a touchdown, but find a way to at least end this drive with this score, at minimum, being 23-23. It's Swanson. He was looking towards a guy in the end zone. Felt like maybe he had him early. He chose not to throw it.
Obviously, it's a tough read for Swanson, but it did look like Tucker might have had some room coming out of his break. But obviously, that's one that you would really want if you're Winterset.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10. Kind of feels like this would be a situation you want to get into third and manageable and give this off to Porter, right? They do give it off to Porter. Looks like he's going to get chopped down at the 29. So a gain of 2, and it's 3rd and 8. Is this 4-down territory?
In my opinion, it would be.
Okay.
This is a really interesting decision here from Coach Sweeney. So we did see Wyatt Swanson at a 40-yard field goal at the end of the second half, but at the end of the first half, but that looked to be about his limit. So I would look for a short gain here to make it 4th and manageable.
Cook too high and off the hands of Jax Little. And that, I mean, it looked like Winterset was trying to make it into a 4th and 3, 4th and 4 situation, but now you're going to have 4th and 8 from the 29-yard line. And Winterset's offense will stay on the field.
Yeah, I think a kick here I would put it pretty low that Swanson could make it. Obviously, Coach Sweeney knows how far Swanson can make it from, but this is time for Carson Cook to go make a play.
Cook drops back, floats it over the top, and Jace Bellamy, did he come down with it? Yes, he did!
Oh, man,
unbelievable.
What a catch right there from Jace Bellamy, as it wasn't the greatest I've ever seen, but it was a good enough throw as Bellamy was able to go up and get that ball. What a catch from Jace Bellamy. He's been everywhere tonight.
Unbelievable from Jace Bellamy, putting the team on his back tonight. And Winterset has first and goal from the 3-yard line, a 26-yard connection.
What's crucial here, Winterset needs to milk as much of this clock as possible.
They give it up the middle and into the end zone. It's Nathan Rivera, and the Huskies are in front.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that run did go to Nathan Rivera. He's more of an elusive back, but he was able to get it in the end zone, and now it's all up to Winterset's defense. And this is a big PAT as well to make it so that Carlisle does need to get a touchdown.
PAT on its way, and it is good from Swanson. So now Winterset, the opposite of what Carlisle could not do. They are in front by 4, and the Wildcats are now forced to score a touchdown here on this ensuing drive.
Carlisle has enough time where they probably can continue to run their offense if they want, but it could get a little risky. They're likely going to have to maybe run some hurry up if they want to continue to run the ball, but as Winterset, you need to force them to pass the ball. That's where the mistakes have come from, and you've just got to hope that they make a mistake. That's what they've done all night on offense. Winterset hasn't really gotten that stop. They've just capitalized off of Carlisle's mistakes, and I talked about it earlier with that missed PAT. Carlisle kind of gave them the momentum back there, and Winterset's done a great job of taking advantage of that tonight.
Winterset right around their season high in points. They put up 28 in the win at Creston. 27 tonight is basically exactly what this Carlisle defense gives up. We'll see if it's enough for this Husky team. Their defense is going to have to try and stop this running attack that has killed them all night long. A great kick. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. It got past the return man, Schulte. And no chance at a big return, and that's a big play. I know some will look at it as, oh, it's a touchback, whatever, but Carlisle has been dangerous in the return game today.
Yeah, great job from Wyatt Swanson, as obviously Carlisle's return man didn't think that he could kick it that far. But now Winterset's really got to hunker down and just force them to get behind the sticks. Get it, stop them to 1 yard on a first down. You've just got to be able to make one play to turn this entire drive.
Carlisle is going to have to go 80 yards to take the lead. First play dropped down by the linebacker. That's Hockett.
Great play there from Crew Hockett to pounce on that ball. And like I talked about, they limit them to 1 yard on second down. On this next run, if you can limit them to 3 yards, that's going to put Carlisle in a tough spot and maybe force them to throw this ball on their first set of downs.
Once again, 2 in the backfield. It's Berg and Burke. Schulte in motion. They're going to give it off to Berg. Picks up a couple extra, carrying some defenders. Probably around 3rd and 4, maybe 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that puts them in a tough spot. What does their head coach want to do? Does he want to continue to run this ball, force Winterset to make a stop, or is he going to try to go for a pass play? As you see this clock, it is running.
Yeah.
Even if they pick up this first down, I think this is some pretty poor clock management from Carlisle.
3rd down and 4. And looks like a timeout will be called. It's called by Carlisle calls the timeout, their first. And again, interesting. Obviously, it's a big play. You got to get the right call off, but you lost some time. You go back in the huddle, and now you're down a timeout, only 2 left for a team that clearly does not really want to throw the football.
Yeah, they don't want to throw the football, and they don't want to run hurry up. As we've seen at the end of the first half, they just could not go quick. They went into the huddle every time. You're putting Carlisle in a spot that they do not want to be in. And I am really curious by his play call as 3rd and 4 is kind of that in-between where you can run the ball, it's worked for them tonight, or you can go for a pass. So Winterset's defense is going to have to be ready for both of those.
Yeah, I think obviously, I mean, if it's a pass, it's going to be play action. So I think, you know, the big thing for Winterset is you can't bite regardless.
Seen a lot of sprint outs tonight. And Winterset has conceded the boundary at times.
Again, 3rd and 4, wishbone formation for the Wildcats. Plenty of options to give it to in the backfield. They give it off to Berg, chopped down. It's Jace Bellamy again, and he forces a 4th down.
It's like they're a few inches short. And I mean,
you got to go for it, right?
Obviously, they're going to go for it here. Likely just another handoff. Although, if you want to get risky, a play-action shot would likely kill Winterset's defense here, but I doubt that's going to happen.
Haug under center. He gives it off to his back. It's Truitt, and he does pick up enough for the first. Taken down to the 34, again a 5 on 4th and 1.
I am really curious if that thought goes through a head coach's mind of on a 4th and inches, you want to put this game away if they go for play action shot. But you see this clock, it's continuing to run. They're only at the 32-yard line, and it's getting close to under 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I think if you're Winterset, obviously you gave up the 4th down, but I look at that as a win. If 4 plays, you get 12 yards.
Yeah.
I think you take that every day. They're going to hand it off again, and that's only a gain of a couple. Eventually, Carlisle is going to have to throw this football, and this defense, especially that front 4, is doing their part right now. They're not giving up any big explosive runs.
Yeah, that's what you can't do, and Carlisle really hasn't been able to do that all night long. They've had such a consistent running game, but not exactly an explosive one. We did see an explosive pass on their last drive, as they're likely going to have to get to that. We have seen some snapping issues as well.
Here's the rollout for Haug to the left, fires it downfield. Contested ball is picked off. Guess who? It's Jace Bellamy. The hero may have just called game.
I mean, what more can you say about Jace Bellamy at this point? On 4th and 8, they go to him. He really has been used as a wide receiver before this year. He has 2 interceptions. He has 2 touchdowns. He's done it all for Winterset. What a game from him.
I mean, if you want to talk about a legacy game, you have witnessed the Jace Bellamy legacy game here tonight. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, both over 40 yards, and a huge pickup. Last drive, it was a gain of 26 on 4th down. Cook just threw it up. An incredible catch from Bellamy. If Winterset wins this football game, he better be getting dinner from this entire team. Like, he deserves the ultimate king treatment because he has been phenomenal tonight for the Huskies.
You look at this clock situation, it looks like Carlisle, if they stop Winterset, they get the ball back with about 30 seconds left.
The timeouts now coming for Carlisle. Again, they only have 2.
Yeah, that timeout that they had to call obviously plays big into this, as they've had to take so many timeouts not stopping the clock. They've had to take a few to make sure that their play is right, and it's going to come back to haunt them.
Bellamy was the ball carrier there on 1st down. You got a gain of 3. Winterset looking to get back to 500 at 2-2. They are close. Got only 1 timeout left for Carlisle. I mean, perfect scenario is you get this to about 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. You force that final timeout, and then you punch it for a 1st down, and you go ahead and end it. And honestly, I mean, I'll get your take on this. If you get into a situation, if you're Winterset, and it's 4th and short, no timeouts left, do you just go for the kill shot? Or do you punt it, make them go deep?
I would punt it just because they haven't been able to pass the ball.
Yeah.
In most situations, I would go for the kill shot, but because of their inability to pass, I'd probably punt it.
Looks like Winterset trying to get Carlisle to jump offside. They didn't bite. So Coach Sweeney will use his first timeout. And worth it. Why not?
Yeah, they shouldn't need to save these timeouts. Even if Carlisle gets the ball back, they shouldn't need the timeouts.
You saw Winterset in the wishbone. It's one of their favorite formations. I would be kind of shocked if they're out of it at any point in this, what could be a game-sealing set of downs.
Yeah, it seemed like last year that's pretty much all they ran out of because they had Hank Wilmus, just a great running back. But we have seen its ability to work tonight as well, although it's been all the other formations that have worked as well. Carson Cook at a shotgun, Jace Bellamy at quarterback, getting the ball to Wyatt Swanson as a quarterback. They've just had so many different things working tonight on offense. It's really encouraging to see from Winterset.
1:26 left to go. Winterset 7 yards away from icing this one and getting the win over the Wildcats. They're going to give it off to Porter, runs into his own man and dropped at the line of scrimmage. And Carlisle will use their third and final timeout.
I would anticipate if Carlisle does get this ball back, it'd be right around 30 seconds. That's obviously still a very advantageous situation for Winterset, as you don't need to get cute here. You don't need to get fancy. Just hand the ball off.
Yeah.
Make sure. They did have some fumble issues against Creston in week 2. You've just got to hope that doesn't happen. You just got to get to this 4th down. If you don't get it, and just get a good punt away. Winterset's still in a really good spot here, even if they don't pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can probably both agree on this. I mean, you said it. There's really no reason to pass.
Yeah.
I understand you can end it with a first down, but to me, it would be more important to take off another 40 to 45 seconds and force them to go 70 to 80 yards needing to pass the football, something that they haven't been able to do.
I think if I was Coach Sweeney, I'd dial up a quarterback power to Jace Bellamy. That's worked quite a lot tonight. He's had obviously a great game, but it looks like Carson Cook will be taking this one under center.
It will be the wishbone formation for Winterset. They need 7 to ice it. And now Coach Sweeney will burn his second timeout. And getting a look there at what Carlisle's defense is showing him. At least for me sitting here, I guess the hope would be is you're not overthinking this if you're Coach Sweeney. Again, like we said, even if you don't pick up the first down, even if you don't get a yard, it feels like you just have to run the football.
Yeah, I think if you want to get creative, you would go with Bellamy at quarterback. But I think, you're not going to – there's no need with how Carlisle's offense has functioned tonight without really being able to pass the ball. So you just got to play conservative. If you don't get it, punt the ball to them and just play smart on defense.
We'll see what kind of package they come out with. It is Jace Bellamy. Does not look like there is any sign of Carson Cook, so a chance for the hero to ice it. Likely going to have QB power. Bellamy takes a snap up the middle, and he will not get a first, only picks up a couple. And now likely Coach Sweeney will let this thing go down all the way to 1 second, use his final timeout, and force this Carlisle offense to go pretty much the length of the field, under a minute to go with no timeouts.
If you're Wyatt Swanson as the punter, on this upcoming punt, you got to make sure you get the ball off. You can't have this punt get blocked. And you do not want to punt this ball to the middle of the field. Yeah. You cannot allow for an explosive return. Get the ball out of bounds. Don't let it get blocked. You just got to be smart. You don't have to go for anything crazy.
There's a timeout by Coach Sweeney. It is his final timeout. So 31 seconds. Obviously, Swanson actually, they're going to take the delay of game. So interesting. that you would move yourself back 5 yards, even though you have the timeout in your back pocket.
It did look like they were trying to snap the ball. It didn't seem like Coach Sweeney was trying to call a timeout. You wouldn't see a snap, even though it was a second late. Hopefully that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would still remain the same. Make sure to get this ball out, and I would want it out of bounds.
High snap. Swanson gets up to get it. Great job from him. Schulte dives on it to try and save as much field position as he can. Dangerous, but he needed that. And so Carlisle, they're going to give it to him at the 31-yard line. So they're going to need 69 yards for the win in under 30 seconds.
And no timeouts. How big is that missed extra point at this point?
Right.
Carlisle, and I mean, we've seen the leg on their kicker. They probably only need to get it to about the 30-yard line to attempt the kick. Now they have to drive the whole length of the field, and we haven't seen their passing game be too explosive. Obviously, Winterset playing absolute prevent here, just making sure nothing gets past them.
For the first time tonight, Haug is in the pistol. He's been under center for every single play the entire night. Rolls out, and the first play is a completion to the near sideline. He finds Moyer, who's going to pick up 12 yards on first down.
Ideally, you don't want to give up the sideline here if you're Winterset. They have no timeouts. They haven't been able to show the ability to go non-huddle because the clock would stop if they get the first down. But you need to make sure to keep them away from the sidelines at this point.
23 seconds. Haug rolling to the sideline, goes down the field, and Schulte unable to come down with it.
Coach Sweeney is telling his players to just be smart. Don't do anything dumb. You don't have to go play hero ball here. Make sure nothing gets behind you. Limit the sidelines. Just stay true to what's worked all night long.
Jude Gurwell came in late to pop that one out of the possession of Schulte. 15 seconds to go. Obviously no timeouts left for Carlisle, so they can use the middle at their own risk. They would have to quickly come up for a spike. They're going to go to the sideline, and the catch is made, and the clock will stop. Hoverston making just his second reception of the season.
Carlisle is just trying to get in range here for a potential Hail Mary, as I don't know how big of an arm Haug has. I would assume that he can't get it from the 50-yard line. They probably need maybe 10 yards for him to make it pretty comfortably. Again, if you're Winterset, you want to limit the sidelines here.
Haug looking to the sideline, popped in the air, and it drops down. So now it will be Hail Mary time. 5 seconds left. And again, the question is, what is the arm like of Haug? Can he get it near the end zone, or do you have to do kind of a lateral play here if you're Carlisle?
I would assume he can't get it there, but we did see a pretty good throw on the run on their last drive. So obviously we'll see on this play if he can get it there.
They're at the 49-yard line, their own 49. Haug rolls out, he's in trouble. It's gonna be hard to get off a good throw. Tripped, and he ends up falling down, and that's the game. Winterset takes it 27-23.
Yeah, Haug didn't even get a throw off. It looked like they were trying to go deep and to the end zone, but I mean, just a great job and an utter disaster from Carlisle's offensive line as Winterset they might have rushed 4 at the most there. And just a great win for the Huskies, a huge win as they start district play next week.
A sack wraps it up. Great job from the Huskies defense to stand tall when it was needed most. But you cannot end this game without talking about Jace Bellamy. Like we said, 2 touchdowns, both over 40-plus yards. A huge 25-plus yard reception on 4th down that eventually led to the go-ahead and winning score, and a pair of interceptions. Jack, what can you say about Jace Bellamy?
I mean, he was their offense, he was their defense. He was just a complete animal out there tonight. And obviously, you're not going to win this game without the great performance from Jace Bellamy.
Absolutely. Well, like Jack said, Winterset gets a big win heading into district play. They jump up to 2-2. Carlisle will drop to 1-3 after the 27-23 victory for the Huskies. On behalf of all of our production crew, Jack Keller and myself, Evan Westling, we say so long from Winterset, where the final score is 27-23 in favor of the Huskies.
You have been watching Winterset Activities live on the Husky YouTube channel, presented by the W Digital Network, powered by AHV Productions, and sponsored by Farmers and Merchant State Bank, Winterset Dental, Whitney Messerschmitt with Edward Jones, Hold Our Youth Tight, Tiki Treats, Applegate Tax and Accounting, Madison County Healthcare System, Agriland FS, The Sports Page Grill, Roush Collision and Restoration, McDonald's, Swanson Masonry, Alyssa Tadlock, Madison County Realty, Sudson Pups Laundry and Dog Wash, the Pizza Ranch of Winterset, Jones Creek Apparel, Montross Pharmacy and Gift Shop, and the Husky Booster Club.